life of a spy isn't as glamorous as I thought. But it isn't dull.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Welcome to another live stream featuring the creative team on Angels Awakening. That is, of course, me, Daniel Parker, who's the writer and creator of the book, and of course, and joining me is Bogdan, the wonderfully talented artist on Angels Awakening. Hello, Bogdan.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Yes, it's always a pleasure, and also a pleasure to watch you work. As always, Bogdan's going to be drawing a little sketch for us while we talk. So always cool to see.
Yeah, I'm doing Sky, who is the main villain of Angels Awakening.
Yeah, and she's looking really cool so far. And we Bogdan and I were just talking earlier that we haven't really been showing her off that much, but I think once people start getting more of a look at her, they will start to really like her. at least her,
Yeah.
at least the way she looks. Maybe not her personality.
Well, maybe some people will like her personality also.
Oh that's could be the case as well. um, but yeah, so I figured for this stream, the two of us would kind of sit down and talk about like our experience working on this book, and as well as just offer any friendly tips or advice for other people out there who want to work on their own comic book someday, or if in the near future or sometime down the road. Bogdan, would you like to get us started there?
So, with what you want me to start?
Just like talk about like your experience working on the book. I mean, what did you enjoy about it? What did you take away from it? What
Well,
lesson?
I enjoyed the drawing a lot on it because, like you saw also from my posts on Twitter, it's non-stop action. I love drawing action.
Mhm.
So because it's always a challenge to do it in a comic book, especially chase scenes that we have plenty here.
Yeah.
So drawing this book was a challenge for me because I come mostly from a horror background. And this is more like a cyberpunk action thriller. So it was a challenge for me also, but it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was amazing experience for me too. Obviously this was this is a story and a series that I've been working on for a few years now, and seeing it come to life was is a dream come true in many ways, and obviously seeing these characters in all their glory, it was just incredible, and one couldn't ask for a better artist, and couldn't ask for
Thank you.
yeah, and
The pleasure was all mine.
Yeah. But yeah, and obviously, and like you said, it was a lot of fun to do, but obviously there were a few challenges that we kind of had to obviously had to work through, especially for me. Even though like the writing the script was relatively, it was kind of easy for me to get out, but at the same time, there were some issues that I ran into just trying to tell the story because I had other like things that I had planned out, but it was getting me a little too much, and so I had to pull it back a bit and make sure I told the story and just kind of got to the point, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because in a comic you need to like you skip a lot of things. Like in the movies, you see the whole scene. Like for example, you see the guy taking the gun out of his pocket or some things like that. In the comic, you just show him he has the gun in this hand, and the mind will fill in the blanks. So I think for you it's harder to put it to write it because it came from a novel, no? Angel's Awakening.
Yeah,
It
it
was
did.
it was so it in a novel you have more words than in a comic book script for sure.
Yeah, and you've got and the other thing too is especially with novels, you really have to convey a lot of things. You have to be as descriptive as possible when it comes to like and you have to do this with a comic book too, like describing the emotions on the that the characters are feeling or showing, and or what they're feeling, and then it's up to the artist to show those emotions on there. So it's you don't have to be, I guess, don't have to be too descriptive, but obviously descriptive enough that the artist knows what it is that you want, what emotion or what feeling that you want to convey to the reader.
Yeah. Like me putting Jessica near the car and not on the hood. That was my mistake.
Well, in life there are always happy accidents. That was a happy accident.
Yeah.
And I like that panel the way it's drawn. And it's it turned out great. And and as always, and throughout the entire book, Jessica looks phenomenal. So
Thank you.
yeah.
No, and I thought that was the hood of the car, so I drew her like that.
Yeah.
But it was my mistake.
Yeah. Well, but one of the things I realized when I as soon as I finished writing the book, Jessica is on every page of the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
I realized that after half of the book.
Yeah.
On every page.
She is on every page, and yeah.
Yeah, but the story it's also on first person because she starts narrating it off, and
right.
So
yeah.
It's logical that she should be on every page.
Yeah. And but yeah, it's obviously it's it's her story, and she's the oh, well, I'm trying to think. Can't remember where I was going with that. But so one of the things I think one of the things I learned from doing this book was obviously like this is something that I figured it out on my own, but then other people confirmed it. Is if you're the writer on the book and it's your book and you've got an artist working on it, don't rush the artist.
No, I didn't I didn't feel rushed
Okay, yeah.
at any point, so you don't have to worry about that.
All right,
I was
yeah.
rushing myself at some points. I was like, okay, I need to finish this because what he will think about me that I'm like 2 days on this page and I didn't finish it. So I was rushing more myself. But
Yeah.
I never felt rushed on this
Yeah.
book. That's why I think you will get a quality book.
Yeah.
I didn't took any shortcuts on here.
Yeah. Yeah, and it shows. I mean, I've looked over that book, more times than I can count, and it's a beautiful book, beautifully drawn.
I hope so.
And I hope it's well written. um,
I can say, in my opinion, that it is. It's a really fun book.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, it's obviously one of the other things too when you're working on when you've got a comic book that you're working on is life will sometimes get in the way, and you'll have to kind of obviously adjust your time frame and everything, um but uh but yeah, it's you kind of have to just kind of keep in mind that it might not go 100 when you're working on it, might not go 100% smoothly, but in the end it'll what matters is how it comes out in the end.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, because I know, like, throughout the how long was it? About like 7 or 8 months that it from start to finish.
Yeah, I think we started on the comic. Like I started drawing it end of July or beginning of August, something like that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. And then it was done in April. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's say September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, 8 months. So and of course in that time, I of course in some of you probably know that might know this. I live in Texas, and in February we had this once a century winter storm that rolled through, and I was without power and water, which that didn't make my life easy. But that's one
I
of
know
those things.
about that.
Yeah. And but that's an example of something that, like,
Can go in the way of your projects.
right. Yeah. It's things like that'll happen. So it's now obviously in our case, we were already, the plan for us was to have the book.
More than half. Yeah, I think it was more than half
Yeah.
done the book at that point. No.
Oh yeah. We were. Yeah, it was like, I would say probably about 3/4 of the way done, if I'm remembering right. And but but with our case, we were going to get the book done before we even launched the crowdfunding campaign, which was that's which I know not everyone is able to do that. But obviously I'm in a unique position where I could do that, and I hopefully it'll be a very short turnaround between when the campaign ends and when the book goes out.
Yeah, because the book is practically done, so
Yeah.
it just need to be printed.
Yes. And hopefully I can do that before I move because I'm looking to move in October, so I really want to get that sent out before then.
Yeah. I know how it's though. I moved 2 times last year, so it takes a lot of time.
Yes.
just
Yes.
to do everything, to settle, to I don't know how it's in the States, but here in Italy also the bureaucracy, like to get a residence and everything, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's probably not that much better here. With in my case, I have to I got to give my landlord 2 months notice, and then I've got to go out to I'm moving to Florida, so I gotta go out to Florida, look for a place, and then apply for it, and yeah, like you said, go through all that paperwork and everything, which that can take time and everything. So
Yeah, same like here.
yeah,
It's the same here.
yeah, it's yeah. And Sky is looking really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, but
she's a little she's gorgeous, but she's a little crazy.
no, I didn't think that about her. I didn't think that about her for 1 second.
Oh, okay. Well, she's very cold and very calculating, I guess is a better way to look at her.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think people will like her
Yeah. Yeah.
as a character.
Yeah, it's there are going to be there are a lot of great characters in Angel's Awakening, and I will say for the next book, there are going to be some characters that you really didn't that only kind of make brief appearances or really don't do much in Angel's Awakening, but they have significantly larger roles in the next story. Wow.
I think I know about who you're talking.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to like kind of I don't want to say too much because I don't want to make too many promises yet. But I mean, but the script for Guardian Angel is being edited right now, and that's the title for the next story. I guess I just dropped the title.
Okay, you spoiled.
Yes, I did.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can clip this after, like you can cut this part, and people won't know.
Oh yeah, yeah, I guess I could do that. But yeah, the next story is being edited right now, and I should be getting it back in a couple of days, and then I'll make some tweaks. But I'm hoping by right around the time I get Angel's Awakening printed off, and then get it sent out, that will get the mailing list up for that book. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So again, you'll start with a mailing list. Like
Yeah.
you recommend this also for newcomers to do mailing list first and then start the campaign.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Especially if it's your first book. Because with Angel's Awakening, I started that mailing list in November, and launched the campaign in April. So that will give you plenty of time to not just get collect signatures, but also just to build up as much hype around the book as you can possibly get, and and obviously try to get and get as many eyes on the book as possible, which would also include, if you don't have a YouTube channel yet already, to have a YouTube channel. So
Yeah, I think YouTube helps a lot. Like most of Comics Gate get sell books by YouTube. I think more so than Twitter. On Twitter you can promote your book, but I think the sales come from YouTube.
yeah, I would tend to agree with that, and yeah, and then especially if you've especially get on a stream with somebody, if you know somebody who's you can get on their stream and do some of those promotions, that would also be a great help as well. Because that's with me, being in Micah Curtis's audience, and him knowing who I am, and obviously knowing who you are, Bogdan, because I know the two of you are going to be working on a book very soon. That helped out a lot, and so getting on his stream for the launch, I think that really gave us a shot in the arm that we needed.
Yeah, his stream, the launch of Angels of Awakening had a great boost because of Micah. So I have nothing but thanks for him to that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I think we were already over a third of the way to funding on the first day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's the experience has been elation a lot, because I'm very excited because obviously this is my first book, first in a series, and I'm really looking forward to people getting this book out, people getting this book in their hands. But of course, at the same time, there's a lot of nervousness too, because it's like, oh God, what if something goes wrong, and what if what if people get it and they don't like it, or it's.
Well, welcome to my world. Like every time I post a drawing on it's like, will people hate it? They will like it. So I think it's normal. I think it's normal for every artist to think like that.
Yeah, and it's and obviously we've like with everybody, we kind of have to be open to honest criticism, and critiques that are instructive and informative, and and obviously they're meant to help us
Yeah, of course,
get better. Yeah,
of course.
Because
if everybody will tell you, okay, this is perfect, you wouldn't grow.
Right.
That's why I also prefer people to tell me when I do something wrong. Like this, I know where to look at, because art is subjective.
Yes.
From your point of view, like when I create my drawings, I'm so very subjective. I cannot look at my art and be like objectively critiquing myself. So I actually prefer people to critique my art and say where I can improve and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I would agree with that as well. Just especially with once people start reading my writing, it's like, okay, okay, well, this part,
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
Like for example, I think I did this arm too big. Should be smaller here.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, and also too, anybody who's just like, oh well, you suck. Okay, well, yeah, that's not helpful.
Yeah, that. Tell me where do I suck?
Yeah,
Not just like but okay, you shouldn't expect everybody to be a critic.
Yeah,
they would just say, I don't like your stuff, your art sucks, and it's like that. For them, it's like that.
Yeah, it's with people like that, you just gotta say, okay, well, you don't, no
okay,
one's.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. All right. See ya. But I can't. God, I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was it's one of the writers at Marvel was talking about how they whenever they'd send their scripts off to be edited, like the editor never gives them any notes, never tells them to change anything. and
Max
it's
Visage, Max. I think Max was
oh, was it
the one
Max?
who.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, that's not good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that is the editor's fault at that point, like because the writer will think, okay, the editor didn't tell me to change anything. My writing is perfect.
Yeah.
Editors are really important in everything. In everything,
Yeah.
the editors are the ones who will say, okay, will keep the artist in check.
Hmm. Yeah, and
I don't know if
it's
you know about. Tell me.
oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I don't know if you know about Dragon Ball. No, you know about Akira Toriyama,
Um
the writer and the one who drew Dragon Ball, who invented Dragon Ball.
oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for his editor, we wouldn't have Cell, which for me it's my favorite arc in the whole Dragon Ball series. So
Yeah.
because the editor was telling him, I don't like this villain, change it. So he had to change it. Okay, I don't like this villain also. So he changed. Then he made Cell. I don't like this design is too generic. He made the second version of Cell. He said like Cell looks stupid in this design. So he made the final version of Cell, which was his also its final form.
Yeah.
And you got the Cell arc because of the editor. So yeah, editors are really important
Yeah.
for projects like this.
Yeah, exactly. And you could also say the same with the original Star Wars. That movie was saved in the editing room.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because
Y-
you know what happened when George Lucas really did his vision.
Yeah. It didn't go well. It's yeah, we're getting we get
Yeah,
lines
he was
about
like, okay,
yeah we're getting lines about sand and that
yeah.
just
Also, the
yeah
original trilogy, like when he put the CGI shit in the remasters, like
yeah
there there were scenes that were like, okay, pointless. This is pointless. But
yeah
okay, it was his vision. Well, you cannot blame him.
yeah yeah that's very true. And yeah I still wish we could go, they would sell the original version of those movies, but I don't think they're ever going to do that.
I don't think so. Or if they sell, they will sell like millions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, if Disney wanted to get in the good graces of Star Wars fans, that's something that they could do. But you know, I don't think that's something that they're willing to do.
No, no,
Yeah,
because they're selling with this. The Star Wars still sells for the newer generation. Like my fiance's nephews, they love Star Wars, also the newer versions. So
mm,
they won't change something that works. It
yeah,
doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for the old fans, but in
yeah,
general, it works. It still sells.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, same here with my nephew. Really likes Star Wars. Yeah, and it's the same with him. He likes the new stuff, and well, he likes the old stuff too. But I think
Yeah, they
yeah,
they all like the old stuff, but they like also the new stuff. So like,
yeah,
why should we change if people still are buying?
yeah,
Uh, on the comic parts, that's different because the comics they don't sell and they still do whatever they want.
yeah,
Because there is a different different problem, and then
yeah.
they blame piracy, because of the piracy they don't sell the comics.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, that's obviously just they're just making excuses for their own incompetence. It's just like,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, come on, it's not because people are illegally downloading it. It's because you're putting out an inferior product.
yeah, yeah. It's not the art, or it's everything. It's from the artist. I think the last problem on these comics, but even so, the art sucks. The writing sucks.
Yeah.
They ruin the characters. Like they have characters that have like tens, hundred, not hundreds of years, tens of decades they have of stories, and they ruin everything.
Yeah.
And they don't sell, so
No.
and they don't want to change anything.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, you would think that when one manga outsells the top 20,
The whole
the entire comic book industry combined, you would think that they would try to do something different.
no, a manga it's for incels.
Oh,
It's not.
yes. Yes.
It's not for intellectuals.
Yeah. Yes. Because it's yes, because yeah. Come on. Anyone who has ever read a great manga will tell you that's not the case. Anyone who's ever read Berserk or anything like that, like, no, it's pretty heavy stuff.
No. It's they don't. They still have fun while doing manga.
That's
You
true.
still see that they are doing. They're still inventive. They're doing things for fun. It's their passion.
Yeah.
With comics, with Western comics, it seems like they just want to make a series, a television show. You don't see that. You don't see any passion. You don't see
No.
anything. Just like people,
Yeah.
okay, I have this good idea. Let's put it in the comic because it's cheap to make. It's cheaper to make than a movie. So if it works, we can make a movie, a Netflix series, blah blah blah. If
Right.
it doesn't work, we can do another comic until it works. I think this. I see it like this. What's happening in the comic industry? Also with manga, they don't care. I think that if it has a movie or not, they just do, okay. I have a story to tell. I will tell the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Like it's you've got people who are basically just using comic books as a stepping stone for for their next gig, and they really don't care about the characters that they're writing about. They don't care about the characters they're drawing. They don't care about anything like that. And they're basically using the characters to promote a political agenda. And it's the political agenda they're promoting is one that very few people ascribe to, especially
Yeah,
comic
yeah,
book readers. Yeah.
yeah. It's like they hit you in the head with a hammer. Like, you have to do this. You have to be like that. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Tell your story. You can put political messages there. You can put your agenda there, but don't hammer it in the head of the reader. Put
Yeah.
it smart. Put it, because it's not the first. I think ever since art was created, the artist will put a bit of his religion, a bit of his political side. How is it? I don't know,
Beliefs. Yeah.
beliefs. It's not the. It's not uncommon that an artist does that, but before they weren't hammering in the head with They was just okay. I have this story, and it will have some of my beliefs inside.
Yeah. Yeah, and
And now it's like,
yeah.
let me show you my beliefs. Let me see. Look at them. Look at them. If you don't look at them, you're a bigot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very sad state of affairs, and it's unfortunately, until I think what it would take is if more of us, in the indie scene and then the comics gate scene, for us to become more, more popular and more successful, and then we can get to a point where um, we can become rivals to them. Actual
Yeah,
rivals. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think that rivalry gets people creative.
Hmm.
I don't want them to stop making their own comics. I just want them to let us make our own comics in peace. That's it. They can do their own stuff because if you say, okay, I don't want your stuff, it's the same like they do with us. So they can do their own. They can have their target audience, but they should leave us also do our own comics without thinking, okay, if I drew this boob a little bit bigger, I won't have 10 million messages on Twitter that I'm a sexist.
Yeah, 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 and yeah, that's like, just that's
Yeah,
not.
it's that's a thing. A lot of artists are afraid of drawing like this. Drawing, okay, I make, okay, what is the standard size that I should draw? So it shouldn't be like that. Draw whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Draw without thinking that somebody will harass you on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. The perpetually offended are gonna come after you because you've got because you're drawing a water elemental who wears a two-piece outfit. I mean,
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's by the way, like, if that ever comes across with me or with you, I'm just going to, tell them to go pound sand. Yeah. Just,
yeah.
yeah.
I won't even bother.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and hopefully we don't get anybody who tries to fix the art.
I hate those guys.
I do too.
Uh,
Yeah.
from both sides, because I see also people fixing SJW in art. Let them draw whatever they want. Everybody should draw whatever they want.
Yeah. I
My mind
agree.
is like, I'm usually like that. I'm like, okay, if I want to be treated in some kind of way, I should treat other people the same way that I want to be treated. So don't fix people's art. Tell them, okay, you had some mistakes here, but don't fix them because it makes you look like a snob.
Yeah.
I'm a better artist than this guy. Okay, you are, or you're not.
Yeah.
Give them advice how to become a better artist. Then I'm fixing your art.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I think that's the way to go. I would say that's the best policy. Just let everybody do what they want, and just,
Of course, in a decent limit, like human decency limit.
oh yeah, yeah. Uh, keep it for a civilized audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if you're not safe for work, not safe for work, but
Hmm.
in human decency limit. I'm until there.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So, but one other thing I wanted to kind of mention was I would say a couple of mistakes that I made during the production of this. So one thing I did wrong that I will do differently this time is I didn't have you do the cover art first. I think this for the next book. I think that's the first thing I'm going to have you do after the character designs is have you do the cover.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think having a cover art first before doing especially when we put out the mailing list, I think that'll probably look better.
Yeah, we started to do the cover like midway. I think I finished with the cover.
Yeah, and because I kind of wanted to, I wanted to do like some of the interior pages first, to show it off on the mailing list, but then you can't really show too many images on the mailing list, I noticed.
I don't know. I never opened one, so I don't know if you have a limit.
Yeah, I think you can only put like 4 images on there, and that's not including the banner. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
but yeah, but yeah, the other thing too,
cover and trailer.
Yes, that was my second one, was the trailer. I didn't do the trailer before launching the campaign, so cover trailer before getting too far into it.
Yeah, the problem with the trailer is still have to have a lot of drawings, because you need a lot of pages done, because you need to show drawings from the pages, no?
Right. Yes. And so yeah, like the cover. So like you'd have to obviously like you said, do some interior pages and then do the trailer. Yeah. So I would probably do the trailer before the campaign. I don't know if I'd have a trailer with the mailing list.
No, I don't think you can put them, because I haven't seen mailing lists with trailers yet. I think maybe I'm mistaken.
Well, I think a couple of people do, but I don't really necessarily think it's a necessity.
Yeah, but for the campaign, we should have one at the beginning.
Yes, I would. Yeah, and but yeah, that's a lesson that I've learned. Well, that's
for me,
looking really. Yeah.
Thank you. For me, I think the biggest challenge was getting Jessica's costume right from every angle, because it has many small things. It's not very streamlined. So you have like the armor, the belly armor.
The chest piece.
You have these dots that I was doing manually, like, okay, 1, 2, 3. So I think I need to streamline that for the second issue.
Yeah.
To streamline. Also, you need to, like, okay, how this looks like this from this view. From here, it should look like that. So Jessica's costume is not that streamlined. It's I need to make something that it's easier for my brain to remember exactly where all her pieces are.
Yeah. She's I'm just I actually got the splash page made into a poster, and I've got it. I was just looking at it, and yeah, you're right. Like, especially her belt. Like, she's got a lot of stuff going on her belt.
Yes,
Yeah. So
and you
yeah,
need to be
we'll
consistent with the pages. Like okay, on this page, this panel she has this. If you put something else on the next page, it will look strange. So you need to be consistent.
yeah. Yeah, it's gotta look the same. Yeah. Yeah, I will say just figuring out Jessica's costume was probably uh, one of the bigger challenges that we had to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, because yeah,
Like I remember the first design. It was. If I look at it now, it's not Jessica. The
no.
first design.
Although
It's a
that
different
does,
person.
yeah, yeah, it is. Although on that design, I might use that for another character at some point.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
have a base.
yes, yes. Um, but yeah, it was just trying to because like you were saying, there's a lot going on with her costume, and trying to figure out like okay, what do we need? Does this look right? Does that look yeah? It was a challenge, but I like how it turned out.
Yes. No, the book will look good. The book will
Yeah,
look good.
yeah, yeah, and the other one too, of course, and Sky's design was another one too that we kind of had to figure out because we she has to have that it had to have that kind of like water motif to it.
Yeah, the sky was easier because we just had like two designs before
Yeah,
the final one. So she was easier because yeah, okay, she's the bad guy, she's a water elemental, so you had to do something with that. With Jessica, she's a spy, and you have 10 million kind of spies that you can get inspired by. So yeah, Jessica was harder than Sky to design. The
yeah,
costume, because her look, it was from the start set in
yeah,
stone.
yeah, yeah, and like you said, we had a lot of inspirations to go off of, and uh, and at the same time, I didn't want her, well, I wanted her to have a suit that was functional, but also made her look good, and I think we accomplished that.
Yes.
Yeah, because and for those of you who've already seen some of the interior pages and you've seen Jessica and you've seen Sky, there's a lot to see with the two of them. We definitely show them off quite a bit in this book.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
Sky.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
We, yeah.
yeah. It's you know because with her it's functional, but it's also it shows off all of her all of her assets as you as,
For sure, you can see her assets.
yes. Yeah. And same with Jessica. Yeah. But
Yeah, my fiance was like, "What are you drawing?" when I was doing Sky.
yeah,
It's like,
it's probably a little awkward.
yeah, especially the first scene when he gets Sky introduced. She comes and I have this big tablet. It was on all the tablet, like on 24-inch. the introduction. So it's like, what? You are a pervert? No.
Oh, okay.
It's her
I feel a little
form.
bit. Yes,
No, no,
yes.
no, no, no. It's
No.
her form. It's like, and then okay, okay.
Yeah.
But it's the first reaction when you see something like that when you enter somebody's room. You're
Yeah.
like, what are you looking at?
Yeah. Yeah. What? What is that? Why is there? Why do you have a woman's butt right on your? Yeah. But
So
but
yeah,
yeah, we
that's Sky.
yeah. Yeah. That's one of the motivations I had for this book was bringing sexy ladies back to comic books.
Yes. Yeah, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
No, it's lacking. On this department is really, really lacking. Not so much in the indies. In the indies, they still have sexy ladies,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and let's say also maybe on DC in the Batman, Catwoman still looks like Catwoman. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, but of course, you look at a lot of them now, and it's just in the mainstream comic books. A lot of them just look, they don't look like women anymore. They look like,
No,
yeah,
they look like something.
yeah. So yeah, they look very androgynous, I think is the word.
Yes.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's like I said before, sad state of affairs, and it's there's no crime in wanting to look at a beautiful woman.
No, of
No.
course not, because
Yeah.
I always said, okay, you want to put more androgynous looking females or males also. It's not just you can put them, but don't take out. You don't have to take out something to put something to have something.
Yeah.
I don't know if in our world, in the real world, beautiful people still exists. Androgynous people still exist, and maybe other people find them beautiful. So keep everything. Keep
Yeah.
everything. You don't have to take out something to put something more. You
Yes.
can have both. You can have both.
Yeah. 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 I would. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. If yeah, you
I
don't.
think in the 90s they were doing the best. They had both. You have every kind of character in the 90s. You have
Yeah.
furries also.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and nobody said nothing. Now it's like, you have sexy women in the. Yeah, they exist.
Yeah.
You still have femme fatale stories. It's they exist in the real life. It's not like I'm putting something. And they say, okay, there you are setting high expectations for. No, you don't set up nothing. I don't expect nothing. Nobody to look like Sky. I don't expect. I just want to draw a beautiful woman, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to set any like you should look like this. I don't look like Superman.
Yeah.
So I don't think the ones who created Superman, they said, okay, everybody should look like this. They just wanted to have a really strong superhero.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, and these are fantasy stories. I mean, these are they're not really meant to be necessarily grounded in reality. I mean, with you got Superman. I mean, Superman's an alien. It's
Yes.
yeah. It's like yeah, it's you're not going to have people necessarily will look like that. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you've got Henry Cavill, but I mean, he works really hard
Yeah,
to look like Superman.
Yes, no, and if he was written like Superman, he could be a really good Superman because he is charismatic. But I think I like Man of Steel. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League more than Joss Whedon's.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
Superman was more of he was too dark to be Superman in my taste. But the movies were alright. I like them. I watched them multiple times.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, obviously a different interpretation of the character, and I think at times I thought it was yeah I enjoyed Man of Steel too. I mean I thought it was I think pretty underrated in a lot of ways. And I know a lot of people were upset when he kills Zod at the end, but I mean, if you look at that scene and how it was written, he really didn't have much choice.
Yes, I didn't mind that much that he killed. I actually mind more that Batman killed, and he was like
Oh,
killing them. He was destroying them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for me, Batman killing, I know he killed
mm,
in the first versions, like the when he first was showing in the comics.
hmm
He was using guns and stuff. But then when you have the 80s stories, I think that's the definitive Batman. Like he's not killing, because if he kills, he'll become a bad guy, basically.
right, yeah, yeah. He becomes the monsters that he's fighting. Yeah,
So I didn't like that, but he was badass. Ben Affleck's Batman is badass, and he has really great fight scenes.
yeah, yeah. The uh warehouse scene in Batman v Superman was phenomenal.
Yes, yes, it was like
Yeah,
a Arkham. I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
It
just try to
was.
pinch zoom now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was like the Arkham games. Yeah. Um, but yeah, going back to like changing stuff. Have you seen the new Aquaman? His new look?
No, no.
Oh, let me see if I can find
Let
that.
me Google. Ah,
Yeah.
you have it.
Well, I'll look for it here. It's not pretty.
It's not Aqualad, no.
I I don't know if it's Aqualad. Um, of course, I Google Aquaman, and I'm just getting Jason Momoa pictures. Um,
Yes, same.
yes, yeah. Let's see.
Because if it's Aqualad, I don't care that much about that character, so they can do
Right?
whatever they want.
Yeah. I don't. Mandy Summers tweeted about it. I'll look at her Twitter here. But yeah, I don't know if it's Aqualad. It might be Aqualad, and now he's Aquaman.
Ah,
That might be. That
if
might be
it's
what
that,
it
I
is.
don't care.
Yeah. It's Let's
Let
see.
me check.
Do, do, do. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to remember when she tweeted about that. It's a few days ago.
I'm searching also.
Yeah, yeah. I think he looks. It kind of look like a. I don't know how to describe it. Very, very soy boy esque. Okay, I've got it right here.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
check.
let me. All right, I'm gonna share that screen here. All right, share screen. Don't need to show. Okay, don't need to worry about audio. So there he is.
Ah, yeah, it's Aqualad.
Okay, that's Aqualad. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's just
Okay, it's fine. I won't say nothing. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's fine. Okay.
We're in the Indies. We have our own
Yeah. Yes.
Aquamans here.
Yeah. That's the way to look at it.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's
You
yeah.
have Justin Bieber as Aquaman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He does. It does look like
Yeah,
Justin Bieber.
imagine like 10 years from now when they will start to do the movies of from this new books, like presenting Justin Bieber as Aquaman,
Oh.
Kanye
Ah.
West as Cyborg.
Oh. Oh. Jeez. Oh. Oh. Lord help us.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It will be meme worthy.
I'm curious what they will do with Batman. Until now, he's the only one who wasn't that changed.
Mm.
Him and Superman, they are still them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully it stays that way.
No, wait, Batman changed when Tom King's run. He was like Catwoman's puppy.
Oh, yeah. That's not right. What was there was some Batman Catwoman thing that
Yeah,
was
on Tom King's that's I don't know. It was like the Harley Quinn show, the TV
oh,
series. No, you know this.
yeah.
Batman was supposed to go down on Catwoman, and Zack Snyder tweeted a picture of that.
Okay.
This is canon now. This is canon. Like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's like, okay, if I
Yeah.
tweet Catwoman going down on Batman, this is canon also. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, why not? Oh,
People
yeah.
people make such big deal out of nothing these days. It's like okay, Batman's supposed to go down on Catwoman. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
No, this is canon. Yeah, we won. We won Twitter today.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's gotten the outrage culture is has gotten way out of hand, and I will freely say that's on both sides. You know, people tend to get a little
Yeah, yeah,
too worked up about
yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I like everybody's so pissed off everything. Like somebody does something like, "Oh, no, why? Oh, come on, guys, relax, please."
Yeah.
From all the sides, like I was like it was something that I don't know what game like had big boob cover art. They are so sexist, and like let them have their big boobs. Nobody's coming out of in your house and puts the picture in your face. Like, don't look. You
Yeah.
can turn off the.
Yeah, just turn your screen off. Just don't look. It's not gonna kill you.
Also, this thing with now an example from the other side with Victoria's Secret, that
Oh,
they took out the angels. It's like, yeah, now they will lose all those panties from the male audience that they were buying. Like, I won't
yeah.
buy any more Victoria's Secret underwear from now on because of that. What the fuck? They still serve for the women. It's like,
Yeah. Like you have
you're pissed that you won't see any more beautiful women with Victoria's Secret underwear. It's not a piece that they changed their target. The target are still women. Like they won't. You would never buy underwear from Victoria's Secret anyway.
Yeah.
As a man.
Right. Yeah. Well, unless you're buying it for
Yes.
Yeah, for your.
But you'll still buy it anyway. If you're buying before, you'll still buy it. Like, even if they have even if they have the quartering posing in their underwear. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going a little over an hour. I think we can probably get ready to wrap it up here. Bogdan, do you have anything you'd like to say in closing?
Yes, people relax.
Yes.
Everybody should relax and not take everything so seriously. Like take seriously what matters. The other things just is entertainment. Use it as entertainment.
Yes.
This is my advice.
All right. And that is, those are words to live by. And so in closing, I will just say, back Angels Awakening, if you haven't already, link is in the description. Thank you, Bogdan, for coming on. Really appreciate
Thank you for having me, and hope we'll speak soon again.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'll definitely have you on again in the very near future. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Anybody who came in to watch us, and we'll see you all next time. And I will close out by showing the Angels Awakening trailer once again. So, thank you, everybody, and good night.
Good night.
The life of a spy isn't as glamorous as I thought. But it isn't dull.